So, where you been?
Just got out the hospital from almost having a stroke from that Cowboy game. No, I didn't really have a stroke, but it was that bad. Had to shut everything down for a while.
That was bad. I couldn't believe it.
That is the worst loss I've ever witnessed as a Cowboy.
That might have been. I mean, they were supposed to be the team. That was supposed to be their year. And
that's why I didn't. That's why I mentioned I didn't know what
you did say that.
I didn't know who was going to show up.
There's no way they could lose that game
and lose like that. I mean, the worst one.
27-0 at the end of the first half,
and they shouldn't even have got the touchdown at that point because there was a false start. And the refs didn't call it, so they just gave us a touchdown.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it was a false start on the Cowboys when we scored at halftime. But anyway, I mean, that one was worse than the Romo bobble snap.
To me, the Romo one will always be the worst one.
No, that one. The expectations going.
But the expectations for this one, they should have blown that team out. I mean, my goodness, Green Bay.
Yeah, I think I'm putting my Cowboy fandom. I have to take a back seat next year. They're gonna have to earn my fandom back. So, But anyway, we did good on some picks. Some we missed.
Unfortunately, the Rams lost, so my my preseason Super Bowl pick is gone.
But you still have one team in it.
I do.
Speaking of the one team, so who do you got?
Well, of course I've got. Even though it's going to be a tough game. I mean, they're on the road. Your team's getting your team.
Well, the team I'm picking, my team is at home fishing or sleeping on that Dak sleep number bed or something.
How about him?
He's still a good quarterback. But anyway, that's
if they extend him, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
if they extend him, that's just a disaster. I mean, that guy. That guy is the second coming of Tony Romo, man.
No, let's hope not. Let's hope not.
They got to move on from him. I mean,
no.
Just no way they can.
Who are you going to replace him with? See, that goes into a whole other thing. All right, Cowboys are out of it. We shouldn't even be talking about them. So you have Kansas City.
Yeah, and I just heard Mark Andrews is going to play.
Well, that's going to be good. Okay, that's going to be good.
And he hasn't played since what, November?
Yeah, he's definitely going to be rusty.
Well, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at that's another target for
Lamar. Yeah,
Lamar. That's what I'm worried about.
So I'm picking Ravens.
Yeah.
So what do you have as score wise?
Well, like I said, I have to go with Kansas City because they're my preseason pick.
Yes.
This is a rough game. I mean, I have to say,
Taylor Swift performing at halftime.
Is she really?
No. No.
He had me there, I thought that was real.
He sounded a little too excited for that one.
They do that, Hey, gotta go Kansas City 49 or something like that,
I gotta see what's on your playlist, man.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. It's at Baltimore. We gotta have the Chiefs win. So let's say 27-24.
27-24. I have Baltimore winning this game. I'm going.
Who's their running back? Gus Edwards?
God, what's his name?
Gus Edwards, I think. I think he's their top guy.
Their running back's name is Lamar Jackson, actually.
Oh. 1,000-yard man.
But
actually, I think Gus Edwards led the team this year. I think Lamar was second. Anyway, You're saying what's the score?
I'm gonna go. I think the Ravens will. I'm going to go 32-35.
So, yeah, I mean...
32-35. And I think Patrick Mahomes... Now, I'm just trying to be a psychic now. I think he will have the ball last. And
if he has the ball last...
He's going to throw that interception.
Oh, no, he's not.
He's going to throw the interception.
The Chiefs do not lose because of Patrick Mahomes. They lose because... Now, if they throw it to that one guy, Valdez... What is his name? Valdez something? He might, tip it in the air or something, but they do not lose because Patrick Mahomes does something.
If that happens, I called it. But okay, so we'll see. So I got 35-32.
Okay, 27-24.
Okay, so
remember, guys, I have to do this because my preseason pick was Kansas City and the Rams in the bowl, and so Kansas City has to be my pick.
And my preseason pick was
Dallas
Cowboys. Man.
Who was the AFC pick you had?
Well, I wanted it to be either like a repeat of the '90s Cowboys versus Buffalo.
That would have been cool.
That would have been good.
cool.
Or-
And what happened this year? Wide right, but Buffalo had wide right. Yeah.
That or-
Sorry, Bills fan.
That or Cowboys and the Dolphins. I would have liked to have seen that.
Cowboys and the Dolphins.
Yeah, I would have
That'd
liked
be
to.
the two quarterbacks that the team should not re-sign there for long-term contracts. There.
Okay, and on the NFC side,
Gotta go San Francisco. They're just too.
well, I picked Detroit last time.
Yeah, they beat my Rams. I would have had the Rams and the Chiefs in the bowl. I mean, oh my God.
So I'm going Detroit again.
You and Dan Campbell and your kneecaps and everything like that.
Hey, they can't hit them up top. Where do you want them to hit them? So
They did well that game. I mean,
okay, so yeah, I'm going Lions again, and because I don't want San Francisco having.
yeah, you hate San Francisco. That's the problem.
I don't want
They
to have
always
one more
move the trouble.
trophy, so it's not like the real logical pick. But hey, the Lions can do it. The Lions can do it. Brock Purdy has been looking kind of shaky, so.
I don't know about the Lions. Let's
I
see. I'm
know.
trying to think about the Lions. Like, why would anybody? But you know what? I've heard people picking the Lions. I just.
Well, they got momentum. They have momentum, so
So everybody was saying about Green Bay, and then San Francisco walked in there.
Hey,
and
they are. I think Green Bay beat
Carlson?
themselves.
Yeah.
I think they beat themselves a little bit. So, all right. So, you have Kansas. So you're looking for a Kansas City, San Francisco Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo's return.
I'm thinking.
Remember that though? I mean, he almost. San Francisco could have. Jimmy Garoppolo almost has a ring. I mean, it was like 3 yards out. You know what I'm talking about? That one.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no almost column, but
I know.
but
But
okay.
that's what Kansas City, San Francisco means is that rematch.
So
It wasn't too long ago.
no, but I think we're gonna see. I'm hoping picking
You're saying Lamar and Detroit. You're talking Baltimore and Detroit.
Baltimore Detroit game. That sounds crazy, but
The lowest rated Super Bowl of all time.
no, that Patriots. What was it? The Patriots and Rams game. That is the worst Super Bowl game I've ever seen.
Patriots and Rams.
Remember when Goff stuck it up and then and the score was
Oh yeah, that was like a 6-3 game or something like that.
oh
What was
my
that one?
God,
6-3.
that's
That was a
terrible game.
horrible game.
Terrible game, and I
10
love defensive
10-3,
games,
that was-
but
That was a bad Super
that
Bowl.
was bad.
Forgot about that. It's so bad I tried to forget about it.
So who do you think's gonna win the MVP?
MVP, isn't that already been decided? Oh, what do you mean about the Super Bowl? Let's see. So we got
No,
we can because we haven't gotten to the Super Bowl.
no, they haven't announced the MVP yet, have they?
Yeah, but isn't it Lamar? I mean,
No, I mean they're thinking that, but Christian McCaffrey has a shot too.
I think is McCaffrey in the race?
Oh yeah, he's had a great year.
You would think Purdy would be.
Nah. McCaffrey,
I would think Purdy would be in the MVP number 2.
Lamar McCaffrey.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you.
It's gonna be Lamar.
Okay.
That guy after what was it, week? I don't know, what was it, week 3, week 4? That was unstoppable.
So, you and the wife going to a Taylor Swift concert? Yeah, you got a little excited.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
But yeah,
Wouldn't that be something though if she had been scheduled to do the?
to perform?
What if
and
she
then
had been scheduled before? When did Kelsey and Taylor Swift start singing? Was it before the season?
I think it was like right before the season
right
started.
before. So what if they had scheduled Taylor Swift to sing at the AFC at the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, or the Super Bowl if they made it.
I think the Super Bowl's already decided.
Yeah, that's already
decided.
decided. Yeah.
But they could have had Taylor Swift though. Imagine that.
Yeah, no, that would have been crazy.
That would have been awesome.
No, awesome.
I mean, not awesome, but awesome. I mean, think about that.
The top 3 performances I can think of off the top of my head would be Prince. When Prince performed, and
Did you ever see Prince live?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Yes. Of
I
course.
did too. I actually saw
Yeah.
Prince live.
But when Prince performed and it started raining and he was playing his guitar. In the
Oh no,
rain-
I meant. Have you seen him? Did you see him live, like in a concert?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. When he was at the Forum.
Oh.
Yeah.
I saw him at the Wiltern.
Oh, okay.
It was like a surprise concert, and we snuck out there. And we got tickets, and sure enough,
Yeah, no, they're great. So I would say Prince. I would say Michael Jackson.
I never got to
See
see
that?
him play. I regret that so much.
You can see that. You can watch that on YouTube. That Michael Jackson Super Bowl performance. But
Oh, I've seen all the
Okay,
halftime
so-
things.
yeah, that's what I mean,
I
like
meant
that.
seeing him in concert.
oh no, I'm talking about.
I didn't
the
get to
Super
see
Bowl.
Michael in concert. I remember that he wanted to make the tickets affordable, and they were $30. They were affordable. They were $30. I still remember that. That must have been in the '80s. And oh man, I should have went. You know, you think the guy's gonna live forever, and you think you're gonna be able to
Go
have the
anytime.
time to go, and
Time flies.
none of it happened, man. I didn't get to see Michael Jackson. I mean, and believe me, I love Michael. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That and the one where the Super Bowl was in LA, where Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, that was
Eminem,
cool. That was cool.
Those three right there. And I'm not just a hip hop head. I like all kinds of music, but those three right there were amazing.
Well, nobody's saying Prince was ever hip hop. You know?
No, but I'm talking about because I'm saying like that one might have been the best. That LA
that
one,
was a great one.
That was a great one. But yeah.
But you know what everybody thinks the greatest halftime performance of all time is, right?
no, what
Whitney. That's the greatest of all time.
was it? Snowing?
What? Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, that's bad. That's so bad. I'm sorry. I couldn't pass that one up. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm so sorry. It was a joke. Oh my God, that's so bad. On that note, Ravens, Detroit. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Greatest Super Bowl performance of all time was Whitney.
Okay. I don't remember it, but I'm just gonna say yes.
It was awesome.
Okay. All right.
Well, I still think she had the greatest.
Oh no, yeah, voice. Yeah, she's one of the best, if not the best.
Don't know of anybody better.
Mariah can give her. A run
I know
for her
Mariah
money.
was good, but
She give her a run for her money.
everybody says Mariah, but
No, she's
if
pretty-
there's a number two, it's Mariah. But
Yeah, I mean, you got some others.
Celine Dion, I know all these names are
Patti
gonna start.
LaBelle. Yeah. Then now we're going into singing. So. So.
Get off the snow subject.
Yeah, it's still there, and I'm trying to maneuver out of it. But yeah, so those are our picks.
Gotta have Kansas City because that's my preseason pick.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm thinking this is a Baltimore San Francisco thing. If you saw the last one, I
Yeah.
was really saying, wow, those guys don't have to, they get to have the week off and wait in the wings, and
Yeah, they almost
Yeah,
got
they-
beat too.
they just look like they're the best two teams in the league. But
The
Kansas
Ravens,
City.
but the Ravens
Gotta
came
have
out
my
strong with
preseason.
their bye. Ravens came out strong with their bye.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco looked a little shaky at first, but
Yeah.
they got it done.
They got it done.
They got it done.
And Carlson usually doesn't miss kicks. I mean, that guy is a good kicker.
I think
and-
too much pressure. Pressure's on.
Could have been it. I was
I mean-
stunned he missed a shot. He missed that wasn't a, what was that, a 42-yard or something like that? It was
Yeah. I think it's one of
a very
those
makeable
like
kick.
yeah, it's like one of those. Don't slip on that banana peel. Don't slip on that banana peel. And then you slip on it. Like he can make that.
But still, that would have been just to tie, right? That
Yeah,
would
but
have been
then-
just to tie.
But then you reset, and then you never know.
And we
Momentum.
still talk about that Saints game, how that that PI was. Ooh,
Oh, my
that was a
God.
thing, but
Yeah,
that still would have.
that was an
Yeah, still that wouldn't that sent the game into OT? Well, I forgot. I gotta remember. I gotta think about.
no,
that.
no. I just remember that was a game deciding.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was bad, but yeah.
All I know is San Francisco is the team to beat.
Yeah.
They were from the beginning of the year. That guy's
Yeah.
for real. If y'all don't know, I thought the clock was eventually going to strike 12 on Brock Purdy. That was my preseason pick. I actually thought that he was not the real deal, and I thought that they were not going to have a good year. I thought that team was falling apart. They had traded Trey Lance, or they had
Yeah.
traded up to the number 2 pick to get him a couple years ago, and thought, wow, what a disaster this team is. They're going with Brock Purdy, over Sam Darnold. That's where they were.
Hey,
This kid led them to another
he's a good quarterback.
steamroll season. I mean, if you take out that little three, was Debo not playing? Were you hearing that Debo
Yeah,
might not play?
That's yeah. So
If Debo doesn't play, that might be a problem because when Debo didn't play, remember
looked
Purdy
bad.
was 0-3 if I remember right. I think he missed those 3 games there that the 49ers lost 3 in a row.
yeah, but they bounced back.
Yeah, well,
So hey, next man up. So we'll see what happens. I think that. Well, I'm hoping the
who
Lions.
picks Detroit? Who picks Detroit? How is Detroit going to beat San Francisco? He didn't tell you how Detroit is going to. How is Detroit? Gonna
Detroit
beat
plays
San
like
Francisco?
hard-nosed football. Like a lot of teams don't play that way anymore, and that city deserves
because
it.
of Dan Campbell.
Yeah, that city deserves it. They deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm a football fan first. I do have my teams, but I'm a football fan first. So I don't hate any team. So I think I would like, being that my team's not in it, I would like to see either Detroit win it all, or I wouldn't mind seeing Lamar get a ring a year after he had that whole big contract thing that was going on.
Yeah, that was
That whole prove it. He
Well,
wanted all his money guaranteed.
the
and-
thing about Lamar is, his mom is his agent.
Right.
That
right.
was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like,
So
really? And then
and everybody was making
what
him out
they
to be the
do,
bad
yeah,
guy.
he really looked like, wow, they don't know what they're
They're
doing.
doing.
Geez,
Yeah.
his mom is his agent, and it turned out he got this
Got him in
incredible contract, and now look, he
He's in
might
the
be,
AFC Championship.
he
so.
might be the Super Bowl MVP if they keep rolling. Yeah.
So I guess he is quarterbacky enough. I don't know if you heard that term before.
I've never heard that term before.
Okay,
What does quarterbacky enough mean?
Okay, so there was this news anchor or whatever, some reporter from Fox News Sports or whatever. She was like saying, "Oh, I don't really like Lamar. He's not quarterbacky enough. Quarterbacky." That's what she said. And then he's been lighting it up. So every time you can go, if you see like a highlight of Lamar during the game, and you go to the comments like on the video, somebody will say,
It's like, is he
"That's
quarterbacky
enough?"
enough?
Yeah. Was that quarterbacky enough for you? So that's been a thing. That's been a running thing. So.
No, first time I've heard that quarterback.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
All right.
All right, but yeah, so we'll see what happens, and I don't plan on having any more semi-strokes.
Yeah,
'cause my
sorry you
team's
missed the
out.
last week.
Yeah.
And let's see now. Did you have any picks for last week? I mean, if you go back to that, did you have Green Bay beating San Francisco? Did you have?
I didn't even care.
You
I
didn't
was
care.
that-
It was that bad. Huh?
Look, like after that game, the Cowboy game, everything was irritating me for like days. Everything. My kids were just being kids, and I was just like, ugh.
Oh my god!
Oh
Oh my god!
Why are you guys yelling in the back seat?
Oh my god! You became that guy.
Well, no, I stopped. The last time I was that guy is when Romo bobbled the snap, and then I tried to emotionally detach myself from sports so I don't be like that. But it popped back up in that game, like after that game, because I was at a sports bar watching the game, and there was all these Green Bay fans. They even had the cheeseheads on, and there was this guy, like every play, he was like mocking Dak. He was like, here we go, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's annoying. And we were playing bad.
When you're up 27-0, you start,
No, he was doing that from the
reveling.
start.
Oh, he was.
And then he's like FaceTiming the bar, and I'm like, I don't want to be in your shot. My team's losing, and it's just like, I think, he set it off with this whole, here we go, and just being annoying. And I was like, I'm going home at halftime. And then my friends,
27-0. What he ain't
and then my
staying.
friends were like, hey man, no, just stay. And I went to the car and drove off, and then actually came back, and I was like, all right, I'll give them another shot. If they score after halftime, like the Cowboys, and Green Bay does it, okay, maybe we'll have some action. But then Green Bay scored again. And then again. And then again. So I was like, you know what, guys, I'm out. And I left, and I was just like, these Cowboys took my jersey off. I felt embarrassed driving with it, thinking like somebody's going to see me at a stoplight and be like, So Cowboys have to earn my fandom back. I've been a fan for over 35 years, and they got to earn it back. I'm tired of it. So, but I do think
You're pretty strict. I mean, think about it. You know who my team is, right?
the Jets.
They have never gone since I've been alive. Well, actually, technically they went when I was a baby. I mean,
Yeah.
technically they went when I was a baby, but
Well, I mean,
since then they have never went.
Unfortunately, you guys played in the division with Tom Brady, so that's
Well, that time I'm talking about when we had the chance. It would have been in 80. What was that? 82 or I think it was 82 when we played Miami. And this I remember this from I think it was 82. They had a guy named AJ Dewey. He was a linebacker, wore number 77. It was like the Mud Bowl. Yeah, you don't know because it's getting back there, but it was the Mud Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was just everybody was drenched in mud. They had an all-pro tackle, Marvin Powell, and you could see just his legs implanted in the ground, and he's just going like leaving a track. I mean, it was just horrible game. And this guy AJ Dewey intercepts Richard Todd, the quarterback, 3 times, and he runs one back. You don't know Richard Todd?
No.
Oh, that was he was late 70s, early 80s quarterback for the Jets, and then the Jets made this great draft pick in 1983. Remember 1983? Who came out in 83? And the guy's from Pittsburgh. He's still sitting on the board. And we take Ken O'Brien from, what was his, University of California, Davis. I think that was his university.
Okay.
We picked that guy over Dan Marino.
Davis.
We picked him over Dan Marino. I remember, oh my gosh, we're going to get Dan Marino. That's who replaced Richard Todd. That was 83, and I think that Mud Bowl was 82. It was the AFC Championship game. We actually had a chance. And remember, we got there twice with Sanchez.
No, yeah, those are the years I was talking about.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, but the butt fumble didn't happen against Tom Brady.
butt fumble, butt guy.
But you see, I never said butt fumble didn't make me go, I'm getting away from football. And
no, it's not that the Cowboys lose; it's how they lose. That's what drives me nuts.
But you were defending. He was defending Dak.
I still do, because I think a lot of people don't watch.
2 picks in the first half.
Okay.
One was a pick 6.
Okay.
You can't come back from that when you're doing that.
Look, first of all, one was a great defensive play. See, you have to give the defensive players credit. The pick 6 was bad. That was film study. So what they had said was, every time they're in that formation and they run those double slants, Dak will look at Cook to look off the linebacker and then always throw it to CD. They saw that on film. He always throws it. He just looks. And so what the linebacker did was just sat in the pocket. And that's why he was right there. So that's good film study. But the diving one where both receiver and defensive back, and he went back for the ball and they intercepted, that's a great play. I mean, it's still an interception. But it's a great play. It's not like the pick 6. That was bad. So what I always say when I defend Dak is, Dak's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. But I watched the intricacies of the game because I played it, not at that level. But I played it, and receivers run the wrong routes. I can see it. Or receivers are scared of contact. CeeDee Lamb. And they break off.
Guy had over 100 catches, over 1,500 yards. First team All-Pro this year.
But he still avoids contact. He has to get this ball wide open. I'm watching the games. I'm a Cowboy fan, so I know.
100 plus catches, 1,500 plus yards.
CeeDee Lamb is not running across the middle to catch a ball, especially if guys are there and there's a collision happening. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. I've seen it for the last couple of years. He won't do it. Green Bay defensive backs were pushing him around. So that's what happens with a lot of Dak's interceptions is people cut their route short or they won't run through the defender or close enough to get hit. CeeDee does that quite a bit. So, and then interception gets thrown. Yeah, because of who's throwing them the ball. So, I'm not absolving Dak of all his interceptions because he makes some bad ones, but a lot of the times people are not running the correct route. That's why he's like, and they go to the sideline to get on the tablet. Hey, look, you did this, and that. That's why he was telling CD when they're walking back to the sideline in the divisional round game that it was a wild card game. They didn't make divisional. Wild card game. He's telling him, like, he's trying to talk to him like, hey man, blah blah blah, and CD dropped a few balls that he should have caught. Mr. All Pro.
First team All Pro.
Yeah, because the quarterback got him the ball. But anyway, Dak's not a bad quarterback.
He's not a bad quarterback.
I don't think there's.
He's that fringe top 10. You know,
yeah,
he's right there.
No, I don't think there's 7. I don't think there's 7 quarterbacks better than Dak.
Well,
Especially this year. I'm talking about
Deshaun
this year.
is no longer an elite quarterback, so he has fallen from the ranks. Tua, we were worried about getting hurt all the time.
So I would say the clear-cut better QBs than Dak. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson,
Josh Allen.
I would say Matthew Stafford.
Ooh, there you go. He's going to be bottom. He's going to be in the bottom of the top 10 or top of the.
But he's definitely inside the top 10. I would say.
Well, keep going.
Okay, so
I'm gonna throw in some
Joe
guys
Burrow.
that are Joe Burrow.
Dak had a better year than Joe Burrow, though. So we're talking about
Where
this
do we
year.
put Aaron Rodgers? I mean, the guy.
Oh, he didn't play. So,
but where do we put him?
you can't count him for this year. He didn't play.
Oh, so we're just looking at this year. We're not looking at the body of work.
No, because then you would go Aaron Rodgers above everybody.
Well, no, I meant let's just say who would we have next year? Who do we want next year? I mean, we don't want Aaron Rodgers over Dak. Right now, if you could get Aaron Rodgers on Dallas, you wouldn't want him on Dallas?
No.
Well, because he's Aaron Rodgers, or because he's a washed up? You think he's washed, or?
I think Aaron Rodgers is a great QB that's slightly overrated. Great QB, slightly overrated. Slightly.
There are some people who say he's the greatest of all time. I mean, I don't, but
No.
There are some people who think that, talent-wise, they think, he's the greatest talent we've ever seen.
No.
Heard that said many times.
He's very, very, very good.
So you wouldn't have him over Dak. You would rather have Dak
At this stage?
At this
Or are you
stage.
telling me young Aaron Rodgers?
No. I'm talking about right next year.
No.
You don't want
Aaron
Rodgers over Dak.
That's why it's good that they keep.
3 years ago, was it 3 years ago? He was coming
no,
off 2 straight MVPs. I mean,
well, 3 years ago that's a different story. But so
right, it was 3 years ago. Right, this year it depends how you look at it. Right, this year, one draw he was out. Year before he didn't have a great year, and then 2 MVPs.
by his
in a row,
standards,
right?
he didn't have a good year, but
2 MVPs in a row.
I think Aaron Rodgers could do a lot of work with that Cowboy offense.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you don't want to have that guy over.
Not
Dak.
now. No. See what Dak needs.
See, we don't know what Aaron. If Aaron is man,
We don't know
do we
how
know
he-
what Aaron is.
We don't know
He
how.
got hurt.
Yeah,
Right?
but we don't know what he's going to be like. So, what I'm saying is,
That's what I'm saying. Where do we put Aaron? I mean, where do we put?
I don't count him because he
Dak?
didn't play this year. So, if we got Lamar,
You have Stafford above of Dak. You'd rather have Stafford than Dak.
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
would. So if we got the obvious.
How about Justin Herbert? How about Trevor Lawrence? How about?
I would say I used to say Justin Herbert was better than Dak, but these last couple years,
You don't think that's a Brandon Staley thing? You don't think that's a?
nah. I mean, just looking at talent wise, just.
I mean, talent-wise, doesn't Justin Herbert look like he's going to be unbelievable if he gets the right coach? I mean,
But he makes a lot of errors himself.
not that Dak doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
he just looked like he's going to be a great one.
nah. I mean, it looked that way to me, but my wife's a Charger fan, so
Oh, really?
yeah. So we watched those games too, and I was like, man, this guy's good. This
He
guy's
looks
good.
like he's going to be a good one, man.
But this year,
You don't think that's a Brandon Staley thing?
it could be.
I think that they're going to be something. Didn't I hear that?
I mean, you got Kellen Moore.
didn't I hear Harbaugh's going to go to San Diego?
I'm not worried about that.
Is he going? I mean, I'm hearing Harbaugh might go there.
Now, coaching matters, but the player
Get Harbaugh.
coaching matters. But
Justin Herbert's going to throw for 5,000 yards.
No, he won't.
35 touchdowns.
The players still have to play. The players still have to play. You can get Bill Jackson to coach me in basketball, and I'm still going to play up to a higher
But
standard.
who just signed Doc Rivers?
Oh God,
Bucks. The Bucks just signed him. I mean,
he's still eating off of that 2009 NBA championship. He's still
I
eating
agree.
off of that.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
man, I think we could. Run
But
this.
still, I mean-
think we could run this for an hour. But this guy.
Where are we anyway?
I don't know, but
Well, I'm going top 10 quarterbacks,
quarterbacks.
and you have Dak.
no. Okay,
I
so
don't
what I'm
think
saying
he's
about
top 10, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is Tua better? I mean,
No.
No?
Got better receiver. Can you imagine if Dak had Tyreek Hill?
so you're thinking Tua's season is because of Tyreek Hill?
Man, oh my God, Tyreek.
They got great ones. Waddle's
Imagine
great too. I mean,
Do you imagine how dominant Kansas City would be still if they still had Tyreek?
that we know because the receivers in Kansas City, I mean, they're bad, but who knows? Maybe Rashee Rice is going to do something, and maybe that This guy's not gonna drop every pass.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Mahomes saying, "No, I don't want to throw to that guy"? You know, I mean, like, you know, but I don't know, man. I'm looking at Tua. He's a pretty damn good quarterback.
He's good.
But you would rather go with Dak over Tua?
Yes.
Wow.
Especially
Pretty damn accurate.
Dak. Look,
I think Tua is more accurate than
Dakota. No.
No. Accuracy.
No.
Really?
No. So when people say, "Oh, Cowboys need to get rid of Dak,"
I didn't say they need to give. Just don't
Move on.
re-sign him because
they're gonna.
I don't want them to just trade him, but they have to trade him to get value for him. But don't re-sign him to 40-something million and cripple your team because you have.
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. Who are you gonna get to replace him? Because he's not a mid-tier quarterback.
He's fringe. He's fringe top 10. He
was having an MVP caliber season.
He has great stats.
So
he has great stats. If you go by stats, he's top 6, top 5 maybe.
So,
and you're not a stat guy.
Yeah, this guy's like a walking encyclopedia. But you got to keep him because then you're going to start over. Dak just needs a little tweaking. You keep Mike McCarthy because he is a winning coach. I know they've had some bad losses in the playoffs, and he doesn't have the team ready.
Nobody can argue with that because he has 12 wins every damn
3 12-win seasons, 12-5. It's just,
you know that the Chargers once fired their coach because he went 14-2 and they fired him.
Yeah, it's just
a dude named Marty Schottenheimer. You remember? You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they were 14-2 and fired him.
You're with the Chargers.
What are y'all doing, man?
One of my favorite running backs played for.
Well, he was there, I think, at that time.
So I know I do like the Chargers too, but this year I'm going to show the home team some love, the Rams, while the Cowboys earn my fandom back. But anyway, I was saying you can't get rid of Mike McCarthy. They're just a tweak away, and now I think it's mental. It's not talent-wise; it's mental. So Dak needs like a veteran quarterback, like to be in his ear to coach him through these high-pressure playoff moments, because that obviously he doesn't play well in the playoffs, right? So he needs somebody to get him in line to play like he normally does come playoff time. Mike McCarthy. That defense got whooped. They tried to blame Dak for the loss. That defense was getting whooped. I mean, when I was watching the game, it'd be like 3rd and 9, and Green Bay will drop back, get a little pressure on Jordan Love, and the tight end is like wide open. It's like, who? What? How does he get that open? And that happened a lot of times.
Yeah.
So the defense got schooled. So our vaunted Cowboy defense, no. Defense needs...
Micah Parsons only had, I believe, 2 tackles that entire game.
Yeah, and see...
And I predicted 3 sacks. If you guys saw the video that we made before, I predicted 3 sacks for him.
And this is where I think... this is where I hate about being a Cowboy fan, is because people talk about us too much. Entirely too much. They anoint us kings before we do anything. Don't do that. That's what I hate. And then you got Cowboy fans that go along with it. And it's like... Micah Parsons is not the second coming of LT.
But he's damn good.
But LT is
all-time great. You can't compare
but
anybody
they were
to
doing
LT.
But that's what they were doing, though.
No.
That's what they were doing.
No, you don't compare Micah Parsons.
They even had LT at one of the games. Taylor. Yeah, that's what they were doing. Oh, Micah Parsons is the next LT. No, he's not. Stop it. He's not.
Nobody will come close to Lawrence Taylor.
And then you got Jerry Jones saying, oh, we're going to grade Mike McCarthy on a game-to-game basis. You don't tell your coach that before a big game. He puts unnecessary pressure on the coach.
He said that before that game?
Yeah, he did. Because it was
before a game that they were supposed to blow the team out on, he says that.
Yes, because they go, if Mike McCarthy doesn't get to the Super Bowl, are you guys going to fire him? And he's like, we're going to take it on a game-to-game basis.
Oh my God, he should have never said that. And my God.
Telling these players they're like the 90s Cowboys, you're putting too much pressure on them. Let these guys play football. Just focus on playing football. None of the glitz and glamour of Hollywood.
That's part of being America's team, though.
Of Hollywood, Texas, So, no. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
I think that
we'll see.
I think that they can't sign Dak Taylor.
No, they have to.
What are we talking though? We're talking it's going to be a
let's sign for another 4 or 5 years.
guaranteed $170 million over, for the 4 years that they're going to guarantee it for. It's probably going to be a 6-year, 100.
Yeah, I think they'll rework it so they can have some cap room to get some other talent. I think they can do something like that, dude. If we get Derrick Henry,
you might get him cheap.
yeah, because he's on the
You might get him cheap.
we get because Dak works excellent off the
I don't
play
know why
action.
you guys didn't trade for him in the season.
I know.
That rumor was going around that they could get him. The Titans were looking for somebody to take him.
And he
I
works.
think they could have got for a 5 or 5th rounder or something like that.
Yeah, Dak works excellent off the play action. See, the thing that happens with the Cowboys too is when we had Zeke and he was a little bit better than his last year, they would load the box to stop Zeke, so the play action worked great. But now that there's no Zeke and nobody's scared of Tony Pollard, you got 7 DBs, you got 7 people out in coverage.
Yeah.
And then you're wondering why balls are getting intercepted. Nobody fears the run.
Yeah,
We don't
can't
have
argue
it.
that. Can't argue that.
We don't
But like
have
I said, they could have traded for Derek. I think they should have traded for
Well,
Derek.
hopefully we get something because
Would have gave up like a 3 for him.
Yeah.
Even a 2
yeah.
wasn't gonna hurt.
So,
Guy was walking. I mean, I don't understand. Especially they let him walk. I don't know what the Titans were thinking.
Yeah, but right on the fringe. But like I said, they're gonna earn my fandom back. Otherwise, like I said, I'm gonna show the home team some love. I'm still a Cowboy fan, but I'm gonna show the home team a little bit.
I would
more
never
love.
do that to my Jets.
Oh well, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So
I had a butt fumble.
we have all time. Yeah, that's bad, but that's just a play. That's a play. We have all time bad collapses. Remember that season we went 13-3?
AJ Dewey had those 3 interceptions against us in 1982.
Okay. Well, you remember that 13-3 season? I want to say, was it in 2013? I can't remember. But that's when we had T.O. and all that stuff. We had the 13-3 season. We had beat the Giants twice. And then we had to play them a third time in the playoffs, and they beat us. And we had all that talent on that team. And we lost there. And then there's other seasons where the game was on the line to make it to the playoffs. The Redskins will beat us. It's just always these big-time collapses that they hurt. They hurt.
The only collapse I remember is
Well, Patrick Creighton with the alligator on him when he dropped the ball.
just Romo, man. That's the only collapse.
Oh, that guy, Mr. Fourth Quarter interception. See, it's not that Romo throws the interception; it's when he throws it. He never throws them in the first quarter. Get the bat.
You know what? I like Romo as an announcer. He seems to call a lot of plays. It's like,
I mean, he's knowledgeable, yes.
yeah,
but
it seems like, oh man, this is gonna happen, and it happens. It's like, oh man, it's
he's knowledgeable.
yeah. I like it when I see something
more knowledgeable than me, but yeah. but yeah, okay. So we'll see what happens, and then we'll.
Never do that. Never veer from your team. Never veer.
Hey, when it's been over 35 years, sometimes you just can't take it anymore. You got to take a break from your team. It's like being in a bad marriage. It's like, how husband and wife separate for a little bit and then they come back and mend things. It's like that. So being a Cowboys fan is like being in a bad marriage right now. It's like you love them. You think you think they're the right person for you. You kind of know it, but they just keep doing dumb stuff. So
what are the Jets? I mean, they're just.
So the Jets for you would be she was a bad girlfriend and is still a bad wife. The Cowboys was an excellent girlfriend turned into a bad wife. After a few years of marriage, few years of bliss, she turns into a bad wife. So that's what I'll go with the Cowboys. So we're gonna separate.
You had 3 Super Bowls in there, the Michael Irvin, Troy.
So imagine how spoiled I am
because
because when I get in there, we start winning shortly after. I'm like, hey, all right.
Oh, so that's the first years of your marriage there?
First years of marriage, like, oh, hey, man, hey, we're in there. This is a franchise. And then I was going to say something, but no. Anyway, I'm already giving
Going
one bad
too far.
Yeah, so anyway. All right, we'll see what happens, and then we'll be back.
Chiefs and Niners.
All right, Chiefs and Niners.
Chiefs and Niners.
Lions. Ravens.
Lions.
All right. Well, I do got to leave you with one thing, though.
Uh-oh.
LaDainian Tomlinson better than Barry? Now this is gonna go. You know what? We'll do that one. We'll do that one next time. But LaDainian.
For those of you who don't know, this guy said that Steven Jackson was a better back than
No,
Barry
I didn't say he was a better back.
Oh, you said he's comparable.
I like him more than Barry Sanders, and his stats are comparable. That's what I said. Steven Jackson. You tell it.
At least LaDainian Tomlinson, I can say, oh, okay, he had some ridiculous seasons.
Have you? I'm talking about their actual
Scored
skills.
27 touchdowns. I got to look that one up. But
Is Barry Sanders one of the greatest running backs of all time? Of course, but to me, he's not number one. Like everybody just automatically. Oh yeah, Barry Sanders. No, I happen to think Steven Jackson.
Barry, you should not have retired so early. If you hadn't retired so early,
different
he
conversation.
could never
I
say
could never
these
say
things
that.
about you.
You're
You would
right.
have 20,000 yards. Nobody would even dare put Steven Jackson in the same breath as you.
I'm saying I like
LaDainian, you can say some things about LaDainian. He was a heck of a back.
No, I'm just saying Steven Jackson. He was a big guy. He was a pass catching guy. He was a pounder. That guy was awesome. And if you look at his numbers,
Can't put him in the same class as Barry Sanders.
Look, if Barry Sanders is a S class running back, S, which is above A, Steven Jackson's got to be A class. I'm not saying
Steven Jackson was a good back for his time.
Yeah,
but
I'm
he
saying I
was
like
never
him more.
considered the best back in the league.
Oh,
He was never considered.
No, I'm
the
talking
best
about
back.
the utility of this back. That's what I'm talking about.
That's why LaDainian does have a good argument there because he was
I'm not saying
great pass catching back as well as
Steven Jackson is not better than he's not better than Barry Sanders. Nobody's gonna say that, probably but me. But I'm not saying he's better. I like him more. Just like, okay, you know what? We're good. All right,
he left me with that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll put a pin in that one, and we'll
it's decent though. That one's at least. I have to start thinking about Barry versus LaDainian.
Okay, all right.
Steven Jackson.
No, yeah, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying, but
Oh,
it's
no,
okay.
I get it, but it's like
It's okay.
I'm not gonna put Steven Jackson in the same breath as Barry Sanders.
So
No way.
if they could give you a pill and you'd have the skills of any running back to ever play in the NFL, you would pick Barry Sanders.
I mean, skills.
Skills, like your mind goes into their body and you can do everything that they can do.
Because I'm not kidding. If Barry had played, he would have ran for 20,000 yards. That's not even a joke. He would be the only back with 20,000, and this wouldn't even be a conversation. So,
How many does Emmett have?
Emmett is the all-time leader.
Yeah, he's the all-time leader.
He's the all-time leader.
Was
I
he-
don't know the exact. I should know the exact number
Yeah,
here. Yeah. I mean, I still remember Jim Brown having 12,132. That's what he's sad
I
at.
think Steven
I
Jackson-
remember
I
that.
think
But
Steven
he was
Jackson
always
has
number
12.
one when I was a.
Okay.
Yeah, Steven Jackson had over 12,000.
Yeah.
He
So,
might even had more than Jim Brown, but
I mean, dude, he was good back. I mean,
Good back.
I watched him in college because my cousin played on the team with him, and
wait, where did he play?
my cousin. Oregon.
No. Oh,
Oregon
Steven
State.
Jackson's from Oregon.
Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Yeah, Oregon State. So that's why when I watched my cousin play, I watched Steven. That's why I first saw him. I was like, man, this guy's him and Ricky Williams. These are two of my.
He loves Ricky Williams.
So as if you're not catching a pattern,
Put Ricky Williams in the same class as Barry Sanders.
if you're looking at the pattern, I like bruisers that can catch out of the backfield. These guys were monsters, dude.
Mike Ditka traded his whole draft to get Ricky Williams. You know that, right?
I watched Ricky play when he was in college. When I go to the UCLA
So did
game.
Mike Ditka, and then he traded his whole draft to
So,
get him.
so Mike Ditka saw
He
it.
was fired the next season. I mean,
No, he saw what I saw. Ricky Williams is like the last workhorse running back.
what?
Man, that guy would get the ball 30-something times a game.
Derrick Henry wasn't doing that 2 years ago. Adrian Peterson wasn't doing that 5 years ago. I mean, these
I mean, they
plenty of guys who have done that.
comparable, but yeah, I think you're not giving Ricky his due.
You're going to put Ricky Williams ahead of those two guys?
No, I said favorites. See, favorites. So, all right. Well, we'll see what happens next time. So
He left me with that one. But LaDainian.
yeah,
I have to get my ammo out and
there you go. Do
I
your
have to
homework.
look- yeah, I have to look
Do
at the
your
numbers.
homework
Yeah,
and-
because
and then we'll
LaDainian
see.
had that. I remember he had that one year. I'll say it was 27 touchdowns or something like that. It was ridiculous. What's that?
Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
Gotta represent.